All right, guys, Sweet 16 action in Los Angeles. A trip to the Elite Eight is on the line between Michigan and Texas A&M. Now, there was a lot of questions surrounding this game for the Wolverines. Could they find their range from the outside? Could they handle A&M's size down low? Well, the short answer is yes. The long answer, let's take a look. Pick it up in the first half, Michigan with the ball. They're going to get it to Mo Wagner. Look at that, behind the back, kissing it off the glass for two, made it 9-2. Wagner, 21 points on the day. Later in the half, Michigan, look at that defense, forcing the turnover. They get it up to Duncan Robinson. He slams it down. Duncan had 10. Michigan was up 37-14. Still in the second, off the inbounds here, they find Duncan Robinson again. He drills the three. Wolverines had 9 of them in the first half, 52-28 at the half. Second half, even more for Michigan. Here off the miss, they're going to get it out to Muhammad Ali Abdul-Rahman. Slick behind the back pass to Mo Wagner for the bucket. Impressive win over Texas A&M, 99-72 the final. So next up for Michigan, the Florida State Seminoles in the Elite Eight. The Wolverines are the hottest team in the nation right now. Winners of 12 straight. A 9-seeded Florida State team shouldn't worry the Wolverines. But Mo Wagner says they're not looking ahead to the Final Four just yet.
I'm just trying to approach this like any other game, you know, even though it has a lot of meaning with it, and people care about this game a lot more than any other game. But we prepare the same way. We've been preparing all year long for every game like it's our last one, and the same today. So I'm not trying to think about the Final Four too much.
All right, so Mo Wagner says he's not looking ahead to the Final Four, but that doesn't mean we can't. Let's start off here in the East bracket, where number 1 seed Villanova has ran its course all the way up at the top, and they're going to face the Red Raiders of Texas Tech. Should be a good game. I like Villanova's overall athleticism to win this one. Now let's drop down to the Midwest bracket, where, again, we got actually a 1 seed versus a 2 seed. It doesn't really happen as often as you'd think it would, but Kansas and Duke, clearly the class of this bracket. Syracuse did the dirty work for these two teams, taking out Michigan State, but Duke had no problem against that Syracuse zone. This should be a great game, but the size for Duke down low with Marvin Bagley Jr., I think Duke makes its way to the Final Four. Let's move up here to the South bracket. Now, this was the craziest bracket. Right off the top, history was made when UMBC took down number 1 seed Virginia in the first round. Kansas State is a 9 seed, taking on everyone's favorite team in this year's tournament, the 11-seeded Loyola Chicago. First time ever, a 9 versus 11. To find out who's going to the Final Four from a region. I like the Cinderella story and Sister Jean there with Loyola Chicago. That leaves us with one more bracket, the West. Florida State and Michigan. 9-seeded Florida State took care of the top seed in this region, Xavier, earlier in the tournament. Michigan, they struggled against Montana. They struggled even more against Houston, but they really came to play against Texas A&M. I like the shooting. I like where Wagner's at. I like where Muhammad Ali Abdul-Rahman's playing. I think Michigan makes it to the Final Four, where they will face those Cinderella Loyola Chicagos. That's it for sports. Back to you guys. Hey guys, so the NFL draft is just a couple of weeks away. The Lions have the 20th overall pick in this year's draft, and I got a couple guys I want to share with you that I think Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn are going to give a really hard, long look at come draft night. First guy I want to start with is Marcus Davenport, an edge rusher out of UTSA. This guy is a freak athlete. You can see 6'6", 265 pounds, pretty much the prototype for an edge pass rusher in today's NFL. A lot of production, 17.5 sacks last year in college. This guy can step in and be a premier edge rusher for the Lions week 1. If he's not on the board, which there's a good chance he goes top 10, this guy should be there from them. From Boston College, Harold Landry, a 4-year starter for Boston College. This guy can get at the quarterback as well. Career stats, 25 sacks in his college career. How about this? 48 tackles for loss. This guy made a living playing in the backfield, and that is what the Lions need from their D-line right now, something they didn't get a lot of last year. Final player on my list, Daron Payne. This guy you should know about. A lot like Ashawn Robinson, who's currently on the Lions roster, came out of Alabama. This kid can play against the pass and the run. 6'2", 315 pounds. He's got the strength of an interior lineman, but the footwork of a linebacker. And if you remember that game against Clemson last year, interception on one play, few plays later, he catches a touchdown pass. This guy would be a great addition for Matt Patricia's new defense. He loves versatile players. All 3 of the guys I named can play inside, outside, or stand up as edge rushers. This is what Matt Patricia and that pencil are really going to be looking for on draft day. For Click on Detroit, I'm Louie Kamberi.